I'll be honest, I completely forgot that there was a script for part two of the epilogue. I just remember more of the 3 to 5 on more. I do have the images for the thing. Let me get a Windows capture for photos because at some point I will have to use this whenever I read into this. Let's see, crop. No. Maybe like there we go. Get this crop right. Yeah, that should be good. 40 up top too. Trust me, it doesn't look pretty right now, but I'm working with what I've got. And there we go, and then I can just zoom in like this. See all the pretty picture. I guess I can use the downtime before we start the reading to show off some other pictures that I've got. Like let's see, this is in the mission 8 folder. Wait, why are these in what's called the mission 2 folder when I don't think mission 2 had any of these images at all. Unless I'm mistaken. I've just never seen these on the wiki. Okay, so I can tell you that this is the mission 2 folder because this is the mission 2 prologue, right? Oh, wait, hold on. Can't see that. There we go. So, mission 2 prologue right here in all of its glory. Even down to where's that one really off mic face? Yeah, that one. The one that makes him look like a protagonist of an indie game. And then we get to images that I don't recall ever seeing on the wiki, but were made by Glip themselves. Actually, I should play the music right now. I I don't remember. I don't know when these images would have shown up, but it's odd. Wait, are these like the winners of Mission 2? Like, it could have been the winners of the Mission 2 stuff. Actually, that should prompt an investigation. I will investigate this matter immediately. Okay, so judging results. Hmm. Oh, so these must be this must be art that Glip did to for the winners of the judging results for the mission. So this is Team Scrappy. And I think this team is supposed to be half Winter Downs. And this team is White Trash Circus. That's interesting. So who is this team? Because the ones that I've picked off so far are from Raichu rank. So I'm guessing the rest of these... Okay, these must be first place winners then. Okay, yeah. This is Team Valhalla, which I most know because of their distinct style. I think they're actually one of my one of my favorites of the styles of the player characters, because instead of doing traditional or digital art, they handcrafted these little puppet sort of things, or paper puppet sort of things, and made like these adorable sets with them. And oh my god, they are... I love them so much. Like, they went above and beyond for this. And then I think I tried to see if this person was still alive. I mean, alive, active. Of course they're still alive. But all I have seen is that they are active on this site called Mycena Cave, and they are a moderator there. Part of me kind of does want to tell them that, hey, I saw your PMD stuff, and I just really love the style that you used on your old pieces. But unfortunately, the only way it seems to reach out to them is you have to have an account on this site, and I don't know. I'm just not a fan of making an account simply to just message someone. And they don't appear to be active anywhere else, unfortunately. Okay, but back to photos. Let's see, there's... Yeah, I'm just looking at mission winner art because yeah. Okay, yeah, this is definitely Dismal Duo. And these are like first place winners for mission 2. Can I look left to right, or is that it? I think that's it for all the winners on this page. Now I'm curious if there's any other mission winners on these pages. If there are any. Can you show the thing, please? There we go. Think this must be mission winners for mission 3. I have the judging results up right now so I can check. Well, I can already... Oh, goddammit, why does photos keep going away? There we go. Okay, so yeah, this... I definitely do see, one team, the Smoothies. God, I'm trying to identify... Okay, I know the War Turtle and, Lopany duo, I think. They're one of the more popular ones. See, these two is alternate, not found. Okay, yeah, and then on the upper left with the Totodile and Skitty and Pichu, I think that's supposed to be Team Beauty and Beast. Huh, I'm surprised Team Pecha isn't on here because they are one of the winners of the Mission 3 thing. Okay, yeah, Bandit Bros, that's who's also the, on here. And then I don't know who's at the bottom. Maybe it's one of the ones that we've already looked at on the Mission 2 area. Because I noticed that, okay, it's not Half Winter Downs. Yeah, I'm not sure for once. Is there a mission winners thing in this one? No. I guess later on in the missions they decided, okay, we're gonna do bigger things for mission rewards instead of just, oh, Glip gets to draw your characters and whatever. I think I remember one of the mission rewards themselves being a some plushies or something. I can't remember. But anyway, it is in time to go over the filler arc of the series. And by filler I mean the tasks. Already done January and February. We just got March, May, June, July, and August, and then the April Fool stuff. Before we finally get to parts 2 to 5 of the Mission 8 epilogue, and oh wait, we also got Fennell's Arrow too. Yeah, I have not pieced these together in my notes yet. I need to. So anyway, welcome to day... Yeah, I'll show the finale. If it even counts as a finale, it's just like... Yeah, it was just something Glip made. Trying to think, it's day 23 of PMD readings, and it's just tasks. Right. We've also got to look at the flashes, too. Because I feel extra. God, another month of tasks? It feels like I was just up here. I don't really think it's necessary for me to announce them to everyone personally when they come out, but Callahan won't leave me alone about it. Says he'll make me regret every day that goes by until a task announcement for March is made. Whatever, I'm tired, and the sun hasn't even come up yet, so let's make this as painless as possible. Let's see, I'm glad I'm not any of you guys. The next set of tasks are for the denizens of Castle Draclugia. I wouldn't want to be caught dead in that place. That creepy lady who runs it will probably have me in a maid outfit before I hit the ground. Right, so here we go. Also, creepy lady hyperlinks into Merlot. Fitting. Merchants. It looks like you get to do some merchanting this month. Lucky you. Seems a group of Pokemon playing that stupid b-ball game near the castle got carried away and sent a ball right through one of the windows of Castle Draclugia's many dressing rooms. The servants want you to pick out a replacement window and snap it out for the broken one. Swap it out for the broken one. I don't know why I read that as snap. Taking care to remove all traces that a window was ever broken in the first place. You are then to track down the miscreants who vandalized, albeit accidentally, the window, and present them with the bill. This is worth 1 point. If being a bill collector isn't your style, how about fee negotiation? Some Pokemon from Sapling Village have a shipment for Shroomsworth, and since it's paid on delivery, they don't have the money to front the toll that Merlot charges for the use of her castle for safe passage. Oh, so now we're like Merlot has a fee and it's not rape? Starting off strong. Also, I wonder what the shipment for Shroomsworth would have been. Go to the castle and attempt to negotiate the fee with Udon or another servant, as Merlot was not seeing anyone these days. Shroomsworth says to make sure you bring enough money to cover the full price toll, as well as the toll for the Pokemon delivering the goods in case your negotiations fail, as bad things happen to Pokemon who don't pay the toll. Very bad things. He won't say what, but he shivered a bit when he told me, so I believe him. Oh, never mind, so it is rape. Well! Fantastic. If you do a good job, Udon will allow the delivery Pokemon to pass, and they'll let you take a castle accessory that Udon was making some of them wear. If you don't do a good job, Udon will probably give you a castle accessory and make you wear it. This is worth 1 point. If you rogues are looking forward to beating up a poor shit ninja like last month, you're out of luck. I have no idea who even authorized that as a task, honestly. I think they should be the ones having the rogues enlist against them. Anyway, it says here a group of Pokemon playing B-Ball have gotten a little carried away and... What? Isn't this the same task? Hold on. Okay, it's similar but not the same. The group of Pokemon want their B-Ball back, but they don't want to go inside Castle Draclugia to get it. The B-Ball is probably in one of the dressing rooms, and you'll be considered trespassers if you're caught, so don't get caught. You can probably take a castle accessory while you're in there. I know I would. Zaru, what the fuck does that mean? This is worth 1 point. Moving on. Like, you know what the castle accessories are, right? Let's see. Okay, so these were for mission 5. These are from March specific tasks. These are the maid accessories you would have gotten. Like, come on. Leggings, and they're lacy. Oh my god. I don't want to look at those anymore. If you... Wait, hold on. Udon, on her daily vegetable roundup trips, has taken produce belonging to the kids that inhabit and run the Lost Outpost, a small village east of Castle Draclugia. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot that this place exists. And for good reason too, because there's jack shit about here. Like, we don't know anything about them. Let's see, there's a giant map of here. I guess they're on 18? No, they're on 37, so that's, Oh, they're right there. On this little area. Also, I like how you can click on these locations. That's interesting, though. Why is this location never gotten brought up? Also, why has no one been like, okay, well, why don't we just set up home in the Lost Outpost for a while instead of staying in the fucking hellhole that is Castle Draclugia? Goodness, I would. I would rather be anywhere else than being here. They're pretty mad about the whole thing and want a rogue to enter the castle treasury and take enough money to pay them back for the produce Udon stole, plus a convenience fee, a compensation fee, and a punitive damages fee. Also, they'd like for you to retrieve the stolen produce, plus more for interest. Your reward for this task will be 1 point, plus some seasonal produce. Wow, aren't they generous? This is worth 1 point. Who can forget the rescuers? Evidently not whoever requested these tasks, as they asked for you guys by name. A group of Pokemon playing B-Ball. God damn it, I don't want to repeat myself again, so hold on while I read. Alright, looks like the ball wasn't the only thing that ended up going through a window in Castle Draclugia. Somehow, I have no idea how this happened. One of the Pokemon kids ended up crashing through the window as well. To make matters worse, Udon has already found them and dressed them up with a castle accessory. They need someone to go in and rescue the kid, and who better to do it than a genuine rescuer? Udon, why the fuck are you making kids dress up in maid outfits? That's what they said anyway. Yeah, if only they knew the state you guys were in. I meant to think that, not say it. The kid will probably let you take the accessory Udon made them wear once you rescue them. This is worth 1 point. One more for your rescue lot. Some kids from Sapling Village have gone missing, and everyone there suspects Merlot. They say that Udon is insisting Merlot has left her kidnapping ways in the past, but they suspect her nonetheless. Search the creeping forest area for the missing children, as it's completely possible that they merely got lost while playing hide and seek. This is worth 1 point. Hmm. Udon has left her kidnapping ways in the past, huh? I beg to differ. If all of these tasks were a bit too intense for you, then should you really even be here? This place has proven time and time again not be the friendliest in the world. So, anyway, here's some tasks that anyone can do. Oh. Zaru? I forgot your name for a second. It's not just this place that has proved to be the friendliest in the world. Anyway. Bud the Roselia is Castle Draglugia's head gardener and hedge artist, and he wants some inspiration. He's become bored of trimming his hedges to look like the same old dragon-type and grass-type Pokemon week after week, and needs some variety in his life. If you're not a dragon-type or a grass-type, please make your way into the courtyard and pose for him, so that he may trim a hedge in your likeness. Make the pose exciting. He won't tolerate boring Pokemon. This is worth 1 point. And yep, I know exactly what you're talking about because that was one of the, I think this is Event 5 stuff. Complaint Muter, Choke Chain, Smog Mask for some reason. Yeah, why don't we just make players look like the Team Fortress 2 Pyro? And these were Mission 5 stuff. Okay, I was trying to figure out where I was. Soba has a mild head cold, and he refuses to go near the kitchen. Meals must still be cooked, though, and he's leaving that up to his best and most apathetic assistant, Amanda the Snivy. While Amanda is talented and capable, she is very lazy and loves nothing more than cutting corners in order to save herself time and effort. Crimes such as not peeling vegetables and adding water to the stock pot have been witnessed, as well as many others. Soba wants someone that is not a poison type to make sure Amanda follows all of his instructions and recipes down to the very letter. This is worth 1 point. Probably so. Looks like it's more than just Soba with a mild cold. Many of the regular cleaning servants have fallen ill, and they have been ordered to a few days of bed rest. While it is good for them, this bed rest couldn't come at a worse time. The annual storage room cleanup Merlot won't tolerate a late cleaning, so the servants would like anyone to come into the castle and do their job by cleaning up the cluttered storage room for them. It's a very, very large room, so it will take you more than a single day's worth of cleaning. I'm sure you can find some cool old artifacts in that room, and if you do, it's probable that nobody would notice if you helped yourselves to one. Just saying. If you were into that kind of thing, that is, which I'm not, you won't get a point for this one. Roma the Vileplume is the castle alchemist, and would like some extra pairs of hands to help her with her medicine synthesis. She says it's a remedy for the cold that's ailing the Pokemon there, which is a fairly noble goal. She also says that it would be wise to bring some sort of explosion or fire protection, but doesn't say why. Really? Who would want to take explosive or combustive medicine? Is everyone in that castle a bit off? It's not my problem, I guess. It's your guys' problem. She also says that she will almost certainly fail a few times before getting the remedy right, and that you can have any one of the concoctions she inadvertently makes in her quest for the cure. You won't get a point for this one. That's all for this month. I'm tired, so I'm going back to the office to sleep. No one was meant to wake up this early. Callahan! Unlock the door! Come on! Callahan! Ugh. I guess I can go down to the Splendid Cafe for coffee or something. Maybe I'll just take a nap at one of their booths. Oh yeah, then we have the artifacts. And wow, what a lovely assortment we have here. 3 of them, starting with sickly looking. We got the bracelet. Sometimes inflicts toxic on the wearer. Who would wear this? No, wait, not toxic. Something else. Affects steel and poison types and bypasses poison, heal, and immunity. Then we have the necklace. Why 2 of them? So this is before corrosion, I think. I think that's the ability name. Yeah, this was before corrosion, which was a Gen 7 ability, actually. God, imagine getting corrosive equipment, jeez. Sometimes poisons the wearer. 3? Huh. This makes steel type and poison type Pokemon sick too. And yeah, those are the earrings. I'm guessing the only Pokemon who would like these are Pokemon with Poison Heal. Because it would make sense. Or just Poison type Pokemon and... Wait, it says it affects Steel and Poison types. So, yeah, literally only Pokemon with Poison Heal. So, that's like... I'm looking at Bulbapedia, and that's just 3 Pokemon. Shroomish, Breloom, and Gliscor. Gliscor with hidden ability, by the way. So, only 3 Pokemon can benefit from... Oh, it bypasses... Fuck, that's right. So wait, why the fuck would you take any of those? Yeah, why the fuck would you take any of those? What? Also, Jesus Christ, I can't read. Makes sense, I am feeling a bit tired tonight. So wait, why would you want any of them then? Unless you're trying to trick a target into wearing them, I guess? Hey PK, I got some earrings for you. I think they'd make you look cute. Hehe. Anyway. Lovely perfume. Inflicts gastro acid. And poison upon spraying. Washes off with soap, not water. Thorny burner. Inflicts poison gas if the smoke is inhaled for too long. Strange mittens. Protects the body parts covered with acid armor? Oh, protects the body parts covered with acid armor. I had to read the sentence again. And then we got the quill flail. Inflicts poison sting or flail when used on a target. Oh, and then the concoctions. There are 2 time use, okay. Powdered Beedrill Stinger. Removes poisoning and makes the consumer immune to poison for a few hours. Toxicroak Jelly. Consumer will be under the effects of bulk up for a few hours. And then freshly pressed Garbodor juice. Consumer is given extraordinary halitosis for a few hours, inflicting rest upon anyone unfortunate enough to catch a whiff of them. Oh, and there are the accessories. And then the rewards, we got eggs. Dragon, poison, or flying, huh? And evolution scroll, and also recruitment. Oh boy, more artifacts that I have to look at. Smoochy lipstick. Put this on and give your loved one or hated enemy a big ol' smooch. Lights out. Invokes lovely kiss when used. I would know a Pokemon who would love to have that, and I don't like that. Give it to me instead. I'd make better use of it. Anyway. Throat spray. A spray of this miraculous concoction into your throat will give you a soothing voice of the heavens, guaranteed to make all of those who listen to your humming fall asleep. Invoke sing when used. So this is before throat spray the item, if I remember correctly? Yeah, Sword and Shield. So this predates Sword and Shield. And in that game... Okay, apparently it raises special attack when you use a sound-based move. Huh. Cursed Slips. This packet of slips have some unknown writing on them. If you throw them at an enemy, it slowly saps their energy, but at the cost of half of yours. If you stick them on yourself, you gain immense power at the cost of your responsiveness. Invokes Curse when used. And it's implied that they mean the ghost type version of Curse, not the type that every other type uses. Also, random fact about Curse that I like, but before Generation 5, it was a question mark, question mark, question mark type. And I don't think they ever brought that type back. Yeah, no, I don't think they ever brought the question mark, question mark, question mark type back, because why would you? Let me look it up real quick. What happens if you use burn up? Yeah, then you will just become typeless. Yeah, I don't know why typeless and question mark, question mark, question mark have to sound so similar. But anyway. Milk bottle. An enchanted bottle that refills itself with healing milk within an hour that never goes bad. Invokes milk drink when used. Okay, so this milk bottle has to be the most overpowered item there besides the that paint that gives you any type of move. Like, this is infinite milk. Who wouldn't want infinite milk? But I guess it's like only a bottle of milk though. Magnet. Within range, this powerful magnet can pull flying/levitating Pokemon down towards the ground. Activates gravity when used. Yeah, exactly. I guess it's because of the within an hour stuff, because that probably would take a while. Harmonious Reed. Carrying this somehow gives you the memory to play a soothing song that brings slumber to its listeners. Invokes grass whistle when used. So yeah, there's the bootleg thistle whistle, I guess. Oh, well, Ed, do I have the SCP for you? SCP-458 is a large-sized pizza box from the pizza chain Little Caesars of their hot and ready variety. What makes SCP-458 an oddity is that, while appearing to be an ordinary pizza box, when it comes into contact with human hands, it instantaneously replicates within it the holder's subconsciously preferred choice of pizza. Down to the favorite sauce, cheese, crust, and topping. It is not limited to the Little Caesars brand, as pizza from all major pizza chains, as well as local and even handmade pizzas, have been produced. There seems to be no limit to its ability, except that it cannot make anything but pizza, and its toppings must be edible by normal human standards, see Addendum 1A. The box is also rather indestructible, as all tests to destroy or dismantle the box have proven faultless. Also, yeah, I guess that image does look disgusting. I'm kind of used to seeing pizza like that. It is assumed the box is semi-sentient, having at least enough telepathic or empathetic ability to sense what the holder's personal choices regarding pizza are. After constant testing showing SCP-458's seemingly infinite power to generate pizza, but with little other use, it has henceforth been placed inside the canteen at Site-17 for free use by personnel. After its open usage has been allowed, personnel morale has shown to have sharply increased. Upon testing SCP-458 with SCP, the subject took a bite of the slice, which appeared to be a garlic-free slice of sausage and olive pizza on wheat crust. This was met with a response, "It's a fine slice, but I would have preferred a rather different sauce." It was inferred that the box cannot use substances that are indigestible by regular human bodies. Further testing confirmed this. Addendum B1. Please see document 4581A. Document 4581A. I would just like to remind all staff that just because we have a pizza box that can constantly create pizzas for you does not mean that you can just sit around and eat pizza all afternoon. If continued abuse of the box continues, coupled with reports of personnel gaining unhealthy amounts of weight, I may be forced to implement a mandatory physical training regimen following lunch hours. Dr. Del Marino. Document 4581B. For a simple curiosity's sake, and to perhaps get a better idea of the mindset of certain SCPs, I've compiled a list of sentient SCPs' reactions when holding the box. And then it just gives you a bunch of SCPs and what they like. Also, good lord, what the fuck is going on with 682? Large, thin wheat crust topped with body parts of all specimens within the kingdom Animalia, as well as the face of Dr. JW, the head researcher of the experiment. The body parts were inexplicably animated despite lacking the necessary physiology, and the face of Dr. JW was likewise emitting vocalizations of severe distress. Holy shit. Also, wait. Oh! These are the Spanish SCP. That's right, there's like different SCP types. I mean, in different languages. Like, you got the Spanish SCP, and then you got the Japanese SCP. Or JP SCP. JP SCP is actually rather interesting. It's just that a lot of it has been translated, but there are some, I guess, some well-known ones in the Japanese SCP stuff, like SCP-40 JP. Yeah, there's a cat. Also, for some reason, I was reminded of another SCP, which was the, what was it called? Yeah, the vending machine. SCP-294. That allows you to create liquefied anything. Or, well, anything within reason, of course. Also, interesting how this vending machine can just cure someone of leukemia temporarily. That's just interesting. Also, yeah, I think I've gone way off onto, oh my god. Yeah, this is way too early for us to have a break. Like, we just gone off on an SCP break of some sort. Anyway, time to pull up the March Flash. I really need to sort this PMD file. I don't know, the question doesn't really matter at this point. I gotta get this flash up, which is... Where are our March tasks? I think it's this one? No, that's the February one. It's this one. Yeah, here we go. Alright. So we got... Oh, that's clickable. We'll have to go back to that later. Anyway, also, let me fix the scaling of this. Please, someone help. Our friend got lost with our ball somewhere in the castle. The dressing room? I don't want to go in there. Get our ball back, please. We don't want to trespass. So, yep, thanks in advance, B-ballers. Dear Dawn, please give us compensation for all the food you took from us. We are very hungry and there's no way you need that much anyway. Lost Outpost gang. Merchants. Please, someone help. Our friend got lost and broke a window in the castle. The dressing room? I don't want to go in there. Fix the window, please. We don't know how and don't want to get in trouble. Wait, do we have to pay for this? B-ballers. Urgent. Order for Mr. Shroomsworth. We can't deliver it because we can't pay the toll. Can't someone help us? Bring enough money, please, or bad things will happen to you and to us. Trying to make an honest living. Rescuers. Please, someone help. My boyfriend got tossed into the dressing room of this stinking castle, and all anyone can think about is their stupid b-ball or the dumb window. Please get him for me before something awful happens. Hey, there are some kids missing from Sapling. Please double check to make sure they're not in the castle. Udon says they're not, but, well, maybe they just got lost? Help us out, they're just kids. That face. Anyone. Hi, please, we need someone to start cleaning the storage chamber in the lower level of the dungeon. Organize the mess, don't add to it. Thank you, Magnolia. Hello, Roma here. I would love an assistant to help me try to make something to cure Soba's cold. We probably won't be successful on our first try, but you can take our failed efforts home if you'd like. Thank you, Roma. Ugh, I've gotten sick. See to it that Amanda, the Snivy, you know, cooks and prepares dishes to the exact specifications I provided. She often cuts corners, but I cannot even reprimand her if I will not allow myself near the kitchen, alas, Soba. Hello, yes, I need some models for the hedges in the garden. I'm tired of cutting dragon and grass Pokemon-shaped bushes. I need some new inspiration. Please, make it interesting, or I will make you suffer. Thanks, Bud. And now we get to this letter. I wish there was something we could do for her. Does anyone even know what really happened to him? I wish I could find out if he was okay or not, but no one's got any clue. Maybe that gunpowder fellow? Ugh, he might know. That's my best guess. I don't think Lady Merlot is taking very kindly to the news that he's gone. Well, I suppose that was obvious. She's a wreck. If we don't find some way to help her, she might just go insane. I think the grief is eating her inside out. I wonder who wrote this letter, actually. And yeah, you can see Merlot crying in the distance over there. Yeah, who did write this, though? No, it couldn't be Shroomsworth. I don't think Shroomsworth would like anything to do with her. I don't know, this isn't anything to go too deep on. Next tasks are... We'll do the April tasks later. When we go over the April Fool stuff. Oh. And hey, it's not Zaru this time. I tell you, I went through 4 pens before they'd give me one my size. Anyway, looks like your lot needs some work and can't get it from the usual source. Well, for now, I'm your guy, Trudeau, the extraordinary merchant of healthy living, at your service. I know all sorts of things you can do to help your body feel better after all that garbage you all put in it every day, but I'll save that advice for whenever you decide to talk to me personally about a healthier lifestyle. You're here for tasks in the Sapling Village. Oh. I'll start with my fellow merchants. First off, it sure does suck that you all got kicked out like that. My condolences, though you all know that you should have been selling healthier stuff, so keep that in mind next time and you might be a little better off. Anyway, you're here, so let's get down to business and consume the soy. First off, you've all been welcome to commandeer a stall in the Commerce Mushroom. We've got enough space for you to run whatever kind of shop you'd like, as long as you donate some of your profits to the village. This place doesn't run on grass shavings, you know. The more of you doing this, the better off the village is. So you get to do your thing, and it's for a good cause. Great, huh? 1 point for donating. That'll get you some favor, but aside from that, my old buddy Shroomsworth needs a bit of a personal errand. Is that a word I'm allowed to say? Okay, that is a word I'm allowed to say. It's the one that starts with the letter D as in dog that is the slur, if I remember correctly. All the little tykes over at the Shroomish Hub are his family, you know, and he wants to get some nice gifts for them like he does from time to time. He seems pretty down and beat up, though. Looks like somebody bit his lip even. Who does that? Oh, yeah, I wonder who. Anyway, he mentioned you guys could buy some toys for the Shroomish and take them over their gift wrap. He told me not to urge you to give them dried Petraflakes and Happy Balls, and I'm inclined to disagree heavily, but I feel like I've got to do him a solid and stay out of this. He suggests mostly active toys, like wagons, toy cars, trampolines, and a few calmer things. You know, dolls, little pop-up books, for the little shy ones. You're on 1 point you're on 1 point for this. Sorry, Ed. Anyway, can I also get Shroomsworth a gift? I think he'd deserve one. That would be the task I would like to do. Now, for you rescuers, we really need you guys to live up to your name on this one, cause some of the little Shroomish tykes have gone missing. The other ones claim that they read some kind of crazy, exciting book and wanted to go out to have an adventure of their own. That's no reason to sneak out at night. Don't any of the caretakers teach these kids that creeping forest is dangerous? Go out there and round them up before they hurt themselves out there in the wilderness. 1 point for their retrieval. While some of you take care of that, the rest might want to take care of an issue we honest salesmen are having in the Commerce Mushroom. Some scraggy who might as well have crawled out of a Lomamola's gutter took over one of the stalls, and he's selling illegal drugs. Another thing nobody should be putting into their bodies. As far as I'm concerned, it's no worse than some of the filth that's legally sold here, though. Bad part is, Sporgard attempted to get him to leave, but he won't budge, denying his illegal sales and threatening others with the muscle of some of the Pokemon accompanying him. We need an outside force of justice to intervene here, and you guys sound like the ones for the job. Run those guys out of here, however you have to do it. Last but not least, the rogues. I'm often wrongfully called fraudulent for selling health products that don't provide immediate results, so I can relate to you guys. We're so misunderstood. Would it kill them to just use my products for a while before telling everybody I'm a scam artist? That aside, I'm going to ask you guys to go after some real scam artists. Foreigners are allowed to sell here, but many of them skimp on the donations for using saplings ground for their business. This is a gentle place that wouldn't dream of confronting them about it, but as a foreigner myself, I think it's pretty disrespectful that some of them make a killing in there and keep it all for themselves. If you were to secretly transfer some of their earnings to the village's vault, they probably wouldn't miss it, and if they do, that's stuff for them. I'll admit, I'm not a fan of that scraggy guy and the illegal trade we all know he's doing. He's been asked to stop and everything. On the other hand, though, the appearance of illegal berry drugs around here has been turning people to my own stall. Something about the circulation of such unhealthy stuff makes the moral types around here realize the importance of my healthy products. That's really great. So as long as the Scraggy's still around here, I'm sure he could use some undercover help in keeping his business confidential. I don't want to know how you help him do this though. I'd rather the guy be kicked out for his disrespect, but I might as well look out for my own business at the same time, right? More health awareness around here is fine by me. Jesus Christ, no wonder people don't like you. We have a few tasks that all of you can do too. I personally have at least one. What, you think I did this for charity? Well, sort of, but I could still use a help. I've got a new product, you see. Initial sales tests have shown me that everyone thinks it's confusing, weird, and stupid. Well, I think they just don't understand the merits of the industrial Happy Dodecahedron! My newest invention. It's capable of drawing the toxins from one's body far quicker than the Happy Ball. I'll give a few samples out of my Happy Ball to anyone who will go out and show everyone how great the Happy Dodecahedrons are with some public demonstrations. One thing though, they work most obviously if your body is naturally poisonous in some way. More toxins to remove and all that. Your demonstration will be best if it involves a poison type Pokemon, or at least a poison type move. The audience needs to see the product work. Hi, Billy Mays here for the Happy Dodecahedron! I don't know, that's... Wait, hold on. Hi, Bill Swift here... No, wait, I'm confused. Phil Swift here for the Happy Dodecahedron! And then Phil Swift somehow gets himself poisoned and he demonstrates the product or something, I don't know. No points for this, just one of my wonderful patent-pending happy balls. They detoxify your surroundings and rejuvenate your entire life. What a good deal, eh? They come in any color except purple, but turn purple when filled with toxins. Be careful, they will poison others if you don't take them straight back here to be detoxified as well. Oh, this is one of my favorites. That crabby librarian, or Ariana, has finally caved on the whole xenophobia thing. Did you know that one time she wrung my neck for trying to sell her a happy ball? Apparently she's ready to try and accept foreigners being around Sapling. Good on her, I say. She then went on to lament that her uptight, bookish appearance has been getting in the way of foreigners opening up to her. She's a little scary, to be honest. Why don't you take her by beautiful cuts and see if you can't help give her a more outgoing full style. Just don't make her look ridiculous. I'm pretty sure she was going easy on me when she strangled me unconscious. Success and get a point. God, now I'm thinking of that one cutscene from GTA 5. You know the one I'm talking about, the one with Franklin and Lamar. The creepiest of them would be what's going down at Barty's Bluff, though. That place got pretty run down with nobody using it for a while. It's in shambles. Now there's a bunch of Drifloon floating around brainlessly, trying to pick the Schumish kids up and fly away with them. I heard when they get like this, they're trying to drag others away to a spirit world or something like that. I don't know if there's any truth to it, but either way, they can't do that. Go ahead and repair Barty's Bluff and talk some sense into the Drifloon if that's not enough to bring them around. Do this for 1 point. The younger grass types around here, other than the Shroomish, like to hang out in a nearby body of water called Lotad Pond that they claim is for the cool kids. I've been coming here ever since I was a Nidoran, and I was never invited there. Anyway, they're starting to complain that the water is getting pretty gross. It even makes them feel sick to just touch it. As it turns out, a few muck have been hanging around near it. They're friendly, but it's possible that they're causing it, and that's no good if it's true. Get to the bottom of this and detoxify the lake. And of course, if you need help on removing toxins from something, well, you know where to shop. 1 point for detoxification. And I haven't written this much since that time I got sued. That does it for all the things to do around Sapling. Be sure to stop by the healthiest shop in the region while you're here. Trudeau's the place to go for removing all those toxins nobody ever told you about. And for eggs, you got ground normal and fighting. Evolution scroll, you got recruitment. They're also taking accessory vouchers, huh? 1 voucher for 3 points. Oh, and here's the Happy Ball. Happy Balls remove poison type temporarily when used or may cure poison, and then may cast toxic once until refill with poison. That actually sounds like a really useful item, actually. Oh, and pastime. So, we have all lived to see another day, and I'm sure most of you are appreciative of that. Now is not the time to relax, though, for there is still much to do. Don't fret, don't fret. You'll find that my tasks today are far, far less likely to kill you than defending Tau Village from the Zork invasion the other night. I have asked both PK and Mike for permission in enlisting help from everyone regardless of guild, so do not worry about obtaining the approval or disapproval from your leaders. I would like to be picky about who I select from those of you who will volunteer, but I know that the tunnel gets finished, and that's really all that matters, don't you agree? I'll need a few able-bodied Pokemon to head down into the tunnel I've been working on and continue digging it. It's the tunnel that takes us straight to Merlot's castle in the future, when Sorbet goes a tad insane. I've been doing most of the work myself, but I have some things to take care of, and I'd like to know that progress is still being made while I'm not there. I'll also need some carpenter-savvy types to furnish the cave leading to the escape tunnel with basic necessities to run a business. Desks, lamps, storage rooms, you name it. I would like to be picky here as well, but I know I'll end up with some dark, abysmal-looking cave decor. Ah well. I cannot pay any of you at this very moment for doing these tasks for me, as my riches are in our present time. If all goes well and Jasmine takes us back into our proper time, feel free to remind me that I owe you for services rendered, and I will allow you to help yourself to 1 trinket from my vast collection. I just write something on this board and everyone will do it? How novel! the possibilities for abuse are non-existent. As I'm sure most of you know, the fact that you all recognize me means that I will be more or less in the same form in your time. That is to say, about 150 years from now. This means I will not die, suffer any loss of limbs, or fall prey to some crippling ailment for at least a couple centuries. Wow, really? 150 years? Or is that you being way off? Boring. How incredibly boring. The monthly Zorg assaults were something I looked forward to every month, and now I shall find them insufficiently entertaining. What good is a fight to the death when isn't? It's been a day and I already missed the feeling of those battles. Do you get it yet? Do I have to spell it out for you? I want blood. I want flashes of teeth, and I want the clawing and tearing of flesh. I want to experience terror. I know I will survive, and I know I won't even manage to lose a leg or two. But, if only for a few moments, I want someone to make me forget that. That's not to say it's going to be a one-sided battle, mind you. In order for this to truly be fun, I'll be doing my best to ensure that your life is on the line here. I know mine isn't, but I'm not about being fair. For entertaining me, I will give you one of my fabulous books from my small collection. I'll be waiting in a field outside Tau. Come prepared to die, if you'd like. It's a beautiful day outside. Birds are singing, flowers are blooming. On days like this, kids like you should be burning in hell. And then I go on to sing a completely different song. And actually, I'll be honest, I've never actually fully heard the Stronger Than You Sans parody before. I've only listened to the original a few times, but never the full thing. So which one is the original? Is it the one by DJ Smell? I think no. Is it the one by Starbeam then? Okay, I gotta look on YouTube because no. Wait. It's the one by Alpha 995. This has 96 million views and I've never seen it in full before. Yeah, it was made by DJ Smell. Well, the vocals were. Alright, so welcome to the Sans break. Like 96 million views, 1.2 million likes.
It's a beautiful day outside. Birds are singing, flowers are blooming. On days like this, kids like you should be burning in hell. Turn around, kid, it'd be a crime if I had to go back on the promise that I made for you. So don't step over that line, or else, friend, you're gonna have a bad time. But kids like you don't play by the rules, and guys like me, it ain't easy to be played for fools. So let's go, let the room get chiller. Let's go, dirty brother killer. Go ahead and try to hit me if you're able, cause you figured out that mercy's off the table. I can tell you're getting really sick of trying, but I think you'll just mad you keep dying. You're not gonna win, we'll be here together, fighting in this judgment hall forever. Now you just reset each time I'll beat ya, but I'll always be right back here to meet ya.
Oh my god. I'll go back to the Judo comic after this. Oh my god. And this was 2015.
This is where it ends. If you want to get past me, well, you better try again. But no matter how I stone you, you don't give up your attack. Do you just like the feeling of your sins crawling on your back? Go ahead and try to hit me if you're able. You You should know by now the mercy's off the table. Think that you can try to spare me like I'm someone. Well, you didn't spare my brothers, don't get dunked on. I know you made my friends all disappear. But
I can definitely see how this got popular.
I am their vengeance, I am determination. I know you're made of love, but I think I'm stronger than you.
Okay, so we're just gonna pause on here. Oh, that's the end of it. Huh. Oh, wait, there's more at the end. I spoiled myself. I thought that was it. Yep. There it is. I think the only one song that I listened to a lot during the when I was into Undertale was Tokyovania. And of course, it's the Shara X song. So I guess this is now the Undertale break. Oh, and to go back on the Trudeau comment, I think this is because this Scrafty's like selling illegal drugs. That's why he's telling rescuers to drive him out. But he also wants the Scraggy guy to stay so that his business can go on well. Hmm. I don't know. He. I guess they were trying to go for more rescuers rogues conflict with this one. But I honestly can't tell what Trudeau's character is at this point. He cares about the village, but he also cares about his business. It kind of confuses me. But anyway, Tokyovania. I want to listen to this again. I just want any excuse to listen to this again. My God, you can see so many Undertale AUs in this video. Yeah. Also, this song has lyrics, but I've yet to hear a Vocaloid cover of it because, what was the Vocaloid song? Yeah, because this is a mashup between Megalovania and Tokyo Teddy Bear, but I've never seen a Vocaloid cover of this song in particular. I did not mean to bring that up. I guess there was a video of a cover. No, wait, that's a different song. I want to see Kagami Rin sing this. Because it would just make so much sense that someone hasn't. Also, yeah, true. Chill is literally the only true rescuer, and they removed him, but it was also because his creator didn't want to be in the group anymore. Also, yeah, I love Sharax's TF2 stuff. Another missed potential I have seen. This is going to be me going on yet another tangent. Is Alright, so this is going to require some context. I'm actually going to stop listening here because... So, yeah, we all know El Toro 64 Russ, right? Guy who makes some pretty insane Gmod animations, and still does. They made an old tutorial for making Gmod stuff in their style. And that led to a pretty big fad back then. So yeah, this was a result of someone watching El Toro 64 Us's how to make Gmod animation stuff. Well, you know what El Toro 64 Russ made years later in 2020? They made an updated guide in 2020. With like the stop motion sort of thing that I think is actually pretty neat. I've watched this guide in its entirety and it's really cool. Yeah, the modern one does feel a bit different to the classic stuff, but I still like it all the same. What's missing potential here is that no one has I want to say no one has made like a Ses or Sus thing using this tutorial yet. I wish someday someone could do that. And then we'd have like another Gmod fad or whatever. Okay, enough for that really long tangent. Somehow we went from Sans to Gmod. Anyway, we got rewards from Callahan. How It Ends, the sequel, End Harder by Jasmine. The last page is torn out, how frustrating. Staring into the abyss. Time slips away when looking into this book. Can't seem to remember what's in it. Magic trick for baby. I've already learned and forgotten this book's infantile trick. You may have it. Oh wait, here it is. Magic trick for baby. Reading this book will allow you to forget one of your current moves and replace it with kinesis. Impress all your friends with this trivial of wonders. Yeah, why would you want kinesis? I forget what that move even does. It just increases the enemy's... it decreases the enemy's accuracy. Staring into the abyss. Reading this book will force you to forget one of your current moves and replace it with amnesia. Better not stare at it too long, it feels kind of creepy. How It Ends, the sequel, End Harder. Written by the only being to know how our world actually ends. It seems that she forgot what the book was supposed to be about, though. It is filled with nothing but her inane, unimportant ramblings. Things get good towards the end, but the last page is torn out. Reading this book allows you to forget one of your current moves and replace it with frustration. So, let me see if I can get the entire thing into frame. I can't get it into frame. Also, I opened that up back again. But, quote, it seems that she forgot what the book was supposed to be about, though. It is filled with nothing but her inane, unimportant ramblings. If that's not fucking ironic, then I don't know what is. Alright, time to put up the flash for this one. Oh, yeah. Oh, I guess we don't get to see Devonshire's collection until we get to the present. That's right. I forget about that. Alright, where is... What month is this again? This is May tasks. So that would be... Notice board May. Here we go. So we got... Merchants first. This is rather, I'm not a good spot right now to be picking out toys, but I'd really quite like it if a team could find the perfect gifts for my siblings. Most prefer very active toys, but you mustn't forget the quieter children. Check the Shroomish Hub for ideas. Shroomsworth. Okay, Shroomsworth, I'll be right back. I got a gift for you as well. I think you might like it. Attention, merchants! Here, the protocol is this. You may set up stalls to sell your goods in the commerce mushroom. Please be aware that there are many of you, and that our space is not well equipped on such short notice for this many of you. Please take turns and share space where possible. Thank you, Sporgod. P.S. You really ought to leave a donation to the village each day based on what you can spare of your profits, Shroomsworth. P.P.S. Don't be stingy. I got you 2 gifts. I couldn't help myself. Rescuers. I'm afraid I have a task for you as well. Several of my and Sporgod's siblings have gone missing. They must have gotten ideas from the story I read them last night, The Forest Sprite. I bet they're off trying to have an adventure in Creeping Forest. Please, please find them. The last thing I need on my mind is even more missing Pokemon. Shroomsworth. Oh, also... Sporgod is very troubled by a scraggy fellow's seedy stall. No, not actual seeds. Do not be daft. They're peddling illegal berries. Yes, illegal. They've been declared banned by all the major cities on Tau Continent. Please get the scraggy to leave. I do not care how, nor do the stores around you. Just out. No Enigma, Jaboka, or Roap berries. So, lots of merchants are not actually making donations to saplings funds each day, or worse yet, they're being stingy. This is a load of crap. Go take from the rich jerks what you can in secret. What they don't know won't hurt him. Leave the poor ones alone, though. Concerned plants. A scraggy dude who's trying to sell exotic berries from Vel is being bullied by Sporgard and the others. Come up with a good secret way for Pokemon to buy the goods in private, or discreetly help deliver them. Seriously, can you believe Sporgard's discrimination? The frickin' nerve. Hey, shut the fuck up. Sporgard is doing his job. Also, they're illegal berries, so shut the fuck up. I would hang out with Shroomsworth. Hello, do you want Happy? Please, come check my new Happy Dodecahedron! I need your help to demonstrate it. It's good, it floats, removes toxins, promotes happy. Happy, healthy. Receive a free Happy Ball for helping out. Trudeau. Happy! Dodecahedron. Hi, Louise here. Ariana's trying to become a little bit more social. Everyone tells me she looks too harsh and boring. Don't tell her that, though. What you should do, however, is take her to Bellaful Cuts and get her a new look. Replace that old yee-yee-ass haircut she got. That might help out some, I think. Please, she really needs a break from the library. I know she can be kind of serious sometimes. She's nice when you get to know her. I think this is... yeah. Barty's Bluff has been rather, well, it's in a state of disrepair. The Drifloon that are supposed to be transporting Pokemon are just floating about aimlessly. I think I saw some of them taking Shroomish with them somewhere. What, you think they were trying to take him to the afterlife or something? No, but seriously, I want to go somewhere. Please fix the bluff and remind those guys who they work for. Annoyed Oddish. AO for short. So yeah, I have heard that nothing really happened with Crayon Jewelry besides them leaving. I have tried to reach out to them for an interview, but I don't think they have responded, and I don't think I want to push out too much. Just that one message and be done with it, because if they're not going to respond, then yeah, they're probably gonna be uncomfortable with an interview like this. I think I have heard from someone that they do have a bit of trauma from PMDE. But anyway. Okay, so our Lotad pond used to be kick-ass, but lately it's been really gross and slimy and makes Pokemon sick. What the friggin' heck? Please do something about it. Lots of algae. I know those muck were nice, but ever since they fell in that one time during the scuba prank on Ariana... Ugh, what a bad time. Detox our sweet lake, please. Oh, and then we got the past stuff. Oh, hi, Devonshire! What the fuck? Ah, hello. I'd really like your assistance in either digging this escape tunnel or in furnishing my law firm to be. Please, do check with your guild leaders if you do not believe I obtained permission to seek your aid. Not that permission is terribly important. Rewards? Later. Do you see them on my person now, or have you forgotten we are trapped at the moment? Also, yep, there those two are in there. Also, no Callahan stuff in here, it's just him. Anyway, that is the May tasks. June now. Oh, and these are Gammotville tasks. Hello to those who are reading. My name's Andy, and I have written this in hopes of finding some good, honest, and true law-abiding Pokemon who are willing to help in Gammotville. Gammotville is a wonderful desert town, a wonderful home for Pokemon of all ages and creeds, young and small, old and tall. Or at least it would be if all the dang no-good criminals were wrung out and hung to dry. You see, Jury, our kind and dutiful mayor, has been out of commission for a good while, and during that time it seems that every villain, crook, and two-bit thief just waltzed along into our quaint little desert town. Now that Jury's awake again, he is quite literally fuming. And that's where you step in. I just realized I've not had a drink break yet. I have heard that there are those of you out there who belong to different groups, like mercenaries, shopkeepers, helpers, or some other such nonsense. I have been told by our wonderful mayor to allow anyone to join. If you're not a criminal and your records as clean as fresh pressed silk, then come on down and help us all out. Actually, let me say that again. It is absolutely without a doubt entirely essential that you are not and have never been a criminal, and that you, of course, have the best intentions at heart when coming to help out over at our dear sweet Gammotville. Of course, to cement the fact that you are as pure and well-scented as newly printed newspaper, once you arrive to our town, you must go over to the courthouse and see Jury himself. Oh great, so rogues aren't allowed then, I see. Jury will then handle a brief interview with you on your credentials and intentions and decide whether or not you are well suited for our tasks. If you are eligible, then congratulations and thank you for coming so far along on this journey. If you're not eligible, I do humbly suggest that you hastily and quietly back your bags. Don't you mean pack? Lest you're willing to become the first example of our scum-ridden town. Anyway, once you've passed that necessary interview, there are a few tasks that I have planned where, as previously mentioned, anyone can join. Tasks will not be rewarded without seeing Jury and passing his interview. We do not reward criminals. Criminal. First of all, Jury has requested help from any carpenters out there. See, what with all the crime and trouble running rampant here, Jury is in dire need of examples to showcase the town. However, without any gallows, that sure is a difficult feat. Can you tell where this is going? That's right. Your duty is to go ahead and find some good quality wood that won't break at the first sign of dead weight, and then construct some nice gallows for the town. Ah, right. Hangings. Keep in mind, of course, that since you are meant to follow laws during your stay here, the wood you obtain must be gained through legal means. If you've gotten this far, you should already have known this though, so let's continue. Once you find this lumber, you'll need to construct 3 sets of gallows in varying heights. If you need help with this part, I'll be glad to help out any one of you. I've done this loads of times before, and while it may seem intimidating to build gallows at first, they're honestly as easy as learning to tie shoes. Not that any of us really wear shoes. Anyway, the one thing I must reiterate is that these gallows must be of great quality. If these gallows don't turn about right, how will criminals be punished correctly? Be sure to make them as sturdy and firm as jury is in upholding the law. Constructing 3 sets of gallows is worth 1 point. Wait, constructing 3 sets of gallows is worth 1 point? Oh. Yeah, I wonder if that could be abused in any sort of way. Hey, I constructed 3 sets of gallows. Alright, 1 point. Hey, I constructed 3 more sets of gallows. Okay, 1 point. Hey, I constructed even 3 more sets of gallows. Why do you keep constructing gallows? Your job is done. Hi, I constructed 3 more. Here, you can stop constructing gallows now. You don't need to build anymore. Hi, I constructed even more gallows. Please, stop. At this rate, there's gonna be more gallows than there are residential buildings at this point. And, I think I made like 21 at this point. Oops, I made 4 more. I made 3 more. I don't know, the thought of someone just doing that, like they're taking advantage of an exploitative quest in an MMO, just sounds so funny to me. Like, at this point, Gamma Town is just overrun with gallows. Like, there's now gallows on buildings, there's gallows in trees, gallows in the well, and gallows who knows elsewhere. The next task is definitely demonstrates our mayor's vast kindness. As mentioned earlier, Jury has been sleeping out away for a bit, and no doubt during this time a great deal of heart-wrenching crimes occurred. Now with Jury's rightful return, he's offering a clean start and pardon for all lawbreakers. Despite swift and dutiful punishment being dealt from under his watchful gaze, mercy is also one of his great gifts to all. Jury knows there's a good deal of work ahead for him and this town, and while he is the head prosecutor, judge, and mayor all in one, he has decided anyone, ex-criminal or not, is welcome to come on down to Gambitville for a brand new non-violent and law-abiding start. Your job is to go around and post flyers all about your town helping to entice any no-good scum to live a life of peace and quiet. If anyone tires of their dirty ways and dastardly deeds, make sure to convince them to skip on over to Gambitville so they can wipe their slate as clean as limber. Posting flyers and convincing criminals of starting over is worth 1 point. This task requires some strong Pokemon to help us. The thing is, before Jury came around these parts, Gambitville once had the highest crime rate of any town around. Oh, really? Not Tao Village? The wide open spaces of sand and the general lack of security in these parts caused every scheming villain from here to there to settle down in poor little Gambitville. With that in mind, Jury is setting out to construct a grand sandstone brick wall to surround and protect this town. And when I said that Jury is constructing a wall, I meant that you and I are all setting about to build the materials needed. Here in the desert, raw sandstone is all around, lying about as far as the eye can see. There's no shortage here, so let's all work together to make these raw stones into bricks and set about assembling that cozy town wall. Remember, Jury is only asking us to make the bricks of the wall, not build the whole thing. So don't worry any of your little heads over that aspect of its construction. Once you start to make some, do your best to stack all the bricks behind the courthouse in an orderly fashion, and be sure to make a lot of them. I will restate myself to imply absolute importance to my words. Make a lot of bricks. As many as you can, and then more. If the amount of bricks Jury needed were not so immense, then I could have done the work all on my own. You know, Bringing about a large pile of bricks is worth 1 point. Hi, here's a large pile of bricks. Okay, 1 point. Hi, here's another large pile of bricks. We're not doing this again! The next task is a bit more dangerous than the last ones mentioned, so please make sure to only come along if you think you won't be a hindrance to the well-being of this group. During Jury's absence, gangs and vigilante groups have sprung up all throughout town, and while Jury is appreciative of the thought behind the vigilantes, they are as much against the law as the gangs are. Those who take up this task will come along with me and visit every building in Gambitville to announce that Jury is the one and only law here, as he is the rightful mayor. Any other authority must not be recognized as being lawful or in power. Due to their being low and bottom-of-the-barrel scum who think themselves as a greater position than Jury himself, there is an incredibly high chance that we will meet up with some resistance. However, keep in mind that violence is unlawful unless you are attacked first. While interacting with these residents of Gambitville, do your best to abide by the law. By do your best, I mean you must absolutely work entirely under the laws and regulations. While we go around to each and every home, I will be keeping track of those who are unhappy with Jury's place as head of law. Please make sure to keep aware while I am taking note of individuals and their responses, as it would be unfortunate if I were harmed and no longer able to help Jury with whatever he asks of me. Aiding me in this is worth 1 point. The fourth task I am writing about here today involves parties. Stopping parties. While Jury is glad to know residents of Gambitville are happy and well enough to enjoy themselves, parties going way down too far into the night seem very apt to getting quickly out of hand. A curfew has been enacted, and under Jury's commands, I made sure to post flyers explaining this to the public. Unfortunately, there may be some folk who don't take these matters seriously. Your job is to head into all the saloons in town and make sure that every one of them is empty. And if any of them aren't empty, your job is to get everyone to leave the building. Owners of said establishments can of course stay, but as stated by the new curfew, no sort of partying is allowed so late after hours. Make sure that everyone you may have kicked out gets home safe and sound. If a drunken brawl breaks loose, which hopefully doesn't happen seeing how drunken brawls are prohibited, you will have to make sure to stop it as quickly as you can while avoiding violence. Helpers who turn out to be excessively violent will not be rewarded. Commit this task as peacefully as you can for 1 point. Our last task is quite urgent and requires brave individuals who are willing to get down and dirty in order to possibly save a life. Huckleberry, one of our mayor's marshals, says that he saw a young Sandshrew named Timmy fall down the well in the middle of Gambitville. Okay, this is just a Lassie reference. There are a system of caves under this town that can be used to find little Timmy, and while Huckleberry is very worried for the poor boy, he has no way of traveling into these caves. It's up to you to find a way down there and rescue Timmy. What species is Huckleberry? I just want to know. Is he a dog by any chance? Wow, I misspelled that. Oh, wow! He is a dog! A Houndour! So I guess this is a Lassie reference after all. Alright, so... And then it says, or not. At the bottom of the well is a system of underwater caves, so Timmy may have already drowned. Hopefully this is not the case, but either way, please bring Timmy back, be it safe and thankful to be alive or dead and waterlogged. Worth 1 point either way, and perhaps you can find something interesting in the well while you're at it. If you have read this far and are interested, then Jury and I send our thanks, and we hope that a good deal of you find your way up to Gambitville so you can help us change it from a great town to the greatest town. Egg. Now that Gambitville finally has a working law system, it isn't too surprising that when convicts are thrown into prison, they leave their loved ones behind. Sometimes this means that unhatched eggs are left without a family. Why not adopt them? Chances are you'll be a much better parent to these kids than those criminals would ever be. Make the eggs a part of your family for only 5 points. Dark, Fire, and Steel. Recruitment. Thanks to Jury's new Put Convicts Back to Work program, you're allowed to recruit any petty criminal from Gambitville's prison of a basic stage for only 10 points. The cost may sound steep, but you're giving these Pokemon another shot at a good, honest life. And if you think you're tough enough to handle them, you may recruit a second stage criminal from Gambitville's prison for 12 points. The prison just opened up, so there aren't many convicts to choose from. Looks like there are only dark fire and steel types serving time right now. Oh, artifacts, Timmy's Rescue, see here. Oh. They're too lazy to put them here even, so we're gonna have to read them from this page. Fourth set. Where is... Okay, so it's this pile, so, Truthful mirror. No reflection can be seen from this mirror, and looking into it instills a sense of despondency and regret. Uses quash on anyone unfortunate enough to gaze upon it. Achilles' heel. Said to have belonged to a great warrior at one point, this Breloom foot will protect against the lethal component of one normally fatal attack, then turn to dust. What the fuck? That's a Breloom heel. What the fuck? Also, I guess that implies that Greek mythology exists in PMDE? Okay. I was not I would have not expected Greek mythology to be canon in PMDE, but here we are. Post your favorite fucked up Greek mythologists here, and they're probably canon in PMDE. I don't know either. Anyway, Karen coin. If this gold coin is slipped to a stranger, it will tie their fate to yours. Invokes destiny bond. Well, damn, I wanted that coin to be if you flip it up to the air and shoot it, it will, any projectile shot into it will automatically home into their targets. Well water. Contains the power of amnesia. A vial of cloudy water. Shortly after drinking, the imbiber forgets both their most and least fondest memory forever. Jesus Christ. Wait. Hold on. Hold on. No. Actually, I wouldn't do it. Never mind. It would be nice if Shumsworth did forget that he did have sex with PK. But I don't know about having him forget memories at all. It could also make him forget him being raped by Merlot, though. Consecrated tablet. Cleanses the area of impure spirits. Invokes fire spin on all Pokemon within a small radius, including the user. And then we got a Koi King effigy. Koi King being the Japanese name for Magikarp. This worn and cracked Magikarp stone inflicts feelings of rage when gazed upon. Any Pokemon staring at it too long uses outrage on everything in the vicinity without regard for safety, destroying the stone in the process. Alright, so, oh yeah, June tasks have their own Flash, and I foolishly, closed off Flash. So, where's June? Let's see, that's showing up. Okay, good. Anyone. Jury's in dire need of examples, but in order to make those examples, he first needs a gallows build. Wow, I wonder if this person speaks English. However, good quality wood is hard to come by in Gammotville. Use legal means to procure somehow. Construct gallows of varying heights when you return with the wood. Craftsmanship is very important to Jury. He will not reward corner cutting or sloppy work. If your Pokemon lack a partner, I, Andy, will help you with my carpenter skills. I made plenty before. Notice Atten. This is Pengo solving music, apparently. Crimes are all pardoned. Jury is giving everyone in our town a clean slate. All crimes committed during Jury's activity will be pardoned with no exception, and are welcome back in Gammotville. Post flyers around Alomomola announcing this, and convince as many ne'er-do-wells and criminals as possible that if they tire of the life of sin, that they may head to our wonderful town to start anew. The motto in Gammotville regarding parties is, don't stop till the cows come home, but the cows don't ever really come home. It's time to enact a curfew. At midnight, kick everyone out of the saloons all over town. Save the owners, of course. No partying of any kind after hours. See to it that everyone gets home safely. Drunken brawls are prohibited, and in the event one occurs, you are to pacify it as swiftly and peacefully as you can. Excess violence is not allowed. Help. One of Jury's marshals, a houndor named Huckleberry, is very worried. He says a tiny sandshoe named Timmy has fallen down in the well in the middle of Gambotville. Huckleberry has no way of traveling down into the caves beneath the city to save the poor Timmy, so you must go in his stead. At the bottom of the well are underwater caves, so it may be too late for the little guy. Find a way down and bring him back, dead or alive. I think I remember Reshi linking me Pango's remixes of Yume Nikki music. I haven't actually heard all of it yet. I've only heard like the beginning part of it. Also, I wonder if the Houndor named Huckleberry is meant to be a Huckleberry and Finn reference. Attention, with our wide open spaces, ease of access, and all-around lack of security, it's no wonder our town has the highest crime rate on this lovely continent of Tau. You really mean that? A town wall made of sandstone is planned. There's no shortage of that, luckily. Make the sandstone into bricks and stack them neatly behind the courthouse. Make a lot of them. No, seriously. Imagine a whole bunch, and then make way more than that. Probably still not enough, but it's a start. Law. Gangs and vigilantes have sprung up in Jury's absence, and while Jury appreciates the thought from the latter, vigilantes are as much against the law as the former. Accompany Andy in visiting each and every building in town to announce that Jury is the one and only law in Gambotville, and any other authority will not be recognized as lawful. You're likely to meet up with resistance from brazen leaders. Violence is still prohibited except in self-defense. Andy will take note of individuals who express discontent with Jury's declaration. Keep Andy safe. Yeah. God, it's like Pango had to do a lot, and also Reshidov had to do a lot too. God. And I think, if I remember correctly, doing all that music was what dissuaded Reshidov from ever wanting to make some parts of music again. Which is a shame. I like their songs. In order to do tasks for Jury, you must do the following. No points or rewards will be given otherwise. All law-abiding citizens and vagrant travelers are to proceed to the courthouse and present themselves before Jury for a brief interview for eligibility to volunteer for Gambotville tasks. Convince him you are not a criminal, and that you have the best intentions to uphold law and to protect and serve. Notice, Pokemon with a known history of crime in Gambotville will not be allowed to participate. Oh, it's a history of crime in Gambotville specifically, not just crime anywhere. Pokemon that do not complete the interviews shall receive no task rewards at all, no exceptions. Okay, now I think that's where the flashes end. Except for April. Except we don't have April's. April's is lost. July, and oh god, Royce. Well then. Well. It seems like there's a ton of you out there who are just itching to do something for somebody else. Those little villages to the west certainly must be raising you all with good values. Isn't that sweet? Call me Royce. I'll be handing out the workload around here. Since you're all eager to work, we'll get along just fine, I'm sure. First off, welcome to Alomomola. We've got it all here. Unfortunately, having it all means you've got to keep up with it all. I'm glad all that isn't up to me. My domain is our lovely King's Rock Casino, of course. I can't wait to put some of you to work there. But before we delve into the sweet center of it all, we must address the crusty, brittle outer layer that is the task I've been alerted to for the city itself. Let's get into that. Also, random tangent. Oh, well, I can't really talk about this because it'd give away where I live. But King's Rock kind of reminds me of a casino in my area. Unfortunately, I can't say what it is, because like I said, it'll very easily give away my location. Let's see, is this other casino... Okay, that's the casino I was thinking of. Yeah, that will definitely reveal my location, but Kings Rock Casino sounds way too similar to a casino in my area. Wait, hold on. Okay, so there are casinos in other areas. Good, good. So, it sounds very similar to Hard Rock Casino, if you... Yeah, exactly, yeah, that's the casino I was thinking of. Ugh. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't doxing myself first, but thank God this casino is in multiple states. But yeah, I have a Hard Rock Casino in my area. Yeah, just wanted to say that it sounds a bit similar. Back to me voicing stuff. Here's one I can get behind. If you're here, then you'll no doubt notice that the outskirts of our city looks like a bunch of crappy slums. And that's because they are. Stop, Ed. That's because they are. Renovations have been planned for a while, but they were wrapped up in politics that I don't really understand nor care to. Recently, the plans finally went through, only to have another problem arise. Accidents on the renovation sites. Now, I don't want to peg the good boys and girls constructing out there as amateurs, but given wrapped up in politics that I don't really understand nor... Wait, hold on, But given the graphic nature of the accidents I did hear of, it's clear that they could use some help. Why don't some of you handy types get out there and see if you can't lower the casualty rate a bit with some smart work practices? Oh, and actually do some renovations, of course. Helping keep the workplace safe and assisting in the construction yourself is worth 1 point. On a more personal errand, most of my proper muscle is helping out Rico deal with the country bumpkins off to the west. Oh, Rico. I wonder who this is based off of. No offense. This leaves my money handling staff a bit exposed. If they were to go about their usual if they were to go about their usual rounds. You see, we provide a special service to many businesses in Alomomola. Since we safeguard large amounts of money already, we also safeguard theirs. Of course, this is semi-common knowledge, and the only thing keeping our staff from being mugged as they collect is the presence of some protection. Members of our security, to be precise. You can probably see where this is going, given their absence. If you're gonna take this one on, you gotta be physically intimidating. I'm sure some of you are the strongest Rattatas in existence, but our people are safest when potential muggers take one look at you and think twice. Acting as security for the money handlers is worth 1 point. God, I felt like I fucked up there when I tried to pronounce muggers. God, that is such an awkward word. For quite a while, Anana's had a patrol of quillfish keep our waters clear. They were allowed to call themselves the Quillfish Patrol. Creative, right? Well, their history. The word is, Anana wants our waters to be more friendly for aquatic types to approach. Worst idea I've ever heard, if you ask me. Less security never helped us in the past. Still, it's not up to me, so I've gotta instruct you all to get out there and tell our hard-working aquatic patrollers that they're out of a job. Of course, break the news in a nice way, not like they did anything wrong. One of Balthasar's buddies, a float soul by the name of Finn, can help you find the patrol stations underwater since he's got a fancy waterproof map of the bay. He might also be of some assistance if you're not a very good swimmer, though he'll probably poke fun at you for it. Hence why we're asking you to break the news and not him. Laying off the Quillfish Patrol is worth 1 point. One last thing from the Queen, so to speak. Alomomola can be an easy or rough place to live. Our upper class Pokemon are, frankly, a lot of gambling addicts. Sometimes this works out for them, sometimes they're capable of practicing moderation, and sometimes they lose it all. Tough break for them, but they knew what they were doing. In the latter case, if they can't make payments on their mortgage, they're out. We simply don't have room here to negotiate, and frankly, would it not be enabling their addiction to allow them to freeload at would it not be enabling their addiction to allow them to freeload after gambling away their money? Though it harms their families and children, it can't be helped. They must be evicted if they cannot pay. Simple as that. This falls upon you to do. Be warned, the parents will surely try to strike deals with you for late payments. Do not do this. Why set such a lazy, undependable example for their children? Just so they can live in unknown comfort? It just doesn't work that way around here. Make sure they know that. Dealing with the unpaid mortgages and evicting their holders is worth 1 point. So, how about some work in my own territory, A little casino employment? I know some of you get that twinkle in your eye at the mere sight of my establishment. We've got some work for Pokemon like you, for sure. Drink break. There's a bit of a caper going on at King's Rock for starters. If you've ever been there, I'm sure you know how it works. You exchange your Pokédollars for chips, gamble, and then bring your earnings or remains back to cash in before you leave. All of our games use these chips. In this place, they are money. So imagine my surprise when fake chips began springing up and counts of our actual chips went down. Some sneak has been swapping them here and there to boost his earnings bit by bit. I'm sure some of you meddling kids love a good mystery. Ha, Scooby-Doo! And as it turns out, we need you. Whoever is doing this knows the staff at the casino and knows how to avoid them. We find these fake chips in the slot machines, primarily, but occasionally at the tables of dealers who can't tell that they're fake. The culprit knows enough to not plant them at our more attentive dealers' tables. The only other thing we know is that the swapping takes place primarily at night. Come in, question whoever you'd like, perhaps even play a few games to try and blend in. See if you can track this criminal down, or even better, catch them in the act. Then, bring them to me. Tracking down the forger, optionally capturing them, and then delivering them to Royce is worth 1 point. I don't know why that's in the third person when the... Yeah, I don't know why that's in the third person. Maybe that one's a bit too much for some of you. But fear not, we have something you might find fun. Some of you may have heard of our Risk Room. I hear it's famous in some parts. If you don't know, it's where we offer higher stakes, so to speak. Betting more than money, if you get my drift. Frankly, I find it a bit barbaric at times for my tastes, but my fellow owner, Rico, can't get enough of the stuff. Sometimes I wonder if he's a bit of a sadist. Either way, he's off to the west with the better part of my security at the moment, and I still have my full duties to attend to elsewhere. So, how about it? You'd be working under strict surveillance, and the actual dangerous/risque devices are off limits to you. But otherwise, you'd have free reign. We regularly have patrons who seek these sort of gambles out, double their total earnings, but they have to put, say, their fur or leaves, or whatever they have, on the line to be shaved or cut off. Perhaps they stand to be humiliated in some fashion if the odds aren't in their favor? It's really up to you. As long as you don't offer them something that would injure them, we can't trust you enough for that. You understand. Managing the risk room in place of the usual staff is worth 1 point. For you tech-inclined types, of which there are woefully few, we're offering a bit of an education program. That is to say, our chief engineer will teach you how to service our various machines. Simple as that. Don't worry, you don't have to stay under our employ. Once you've learned to grasp at least enough mechanical knowledge to work on basic things, you're free to go. We simply intend to call upon you for aid in the future, should Wynn be unable to work. If you're interested, head downstairs and give his door a knock. He'll set you straight from there. If not, his little jolted girl pal will. They're both pretty savvy on that stuff. Learning how to use Alomamola's machinery is worth 1 point. Also, who are these two again? I forget. Oh, a Sandshrew and a Joltik. That's right, that's right. They were in that one story involving Vendetta. Also, age timestamp error. Funny. Here's a weird one. One of our video poker machines, that is, a machine that lets you play poker on a screen instead of a table, is acting up. Usually this means it starts sparking and sizzling, and then we get Wynn to come up here and beat it with his tools until it works again. This time, though, it's a bit different. The machine has started speaking. It challenges passers-by to play it. I actually kinda like that part because it works. However, it also berates them when they lose. While it's admittedly somewhat funny to watch a machine call a hulking Tyranitar a diaper baby and get away with it, or a diaper chief, it is causing some of our patrons to become offended and leave. While we can probably have Wynn take the machine apart and fix it, we'd like to save that as a last resort. My own idea is that some of you try and make the machine stop talking, or reason with it. Perhaps convince it to at least stop being a poor sport to our losing patrons. Talking down to the misbehaving machine is worth 1 point. Last but not least, there's a bit of a thorn in my side that I'd like you to discreetly take care of. My head of security, Balthazar, is a good fellow. We get along, and we have each other's backs. However, he's off with Rico, leaving me without a head of security. It would seem that Anana has decided that this is a good time to install a new co-head of security for me. You've probably noticed the bishop wandering around. Isn't it interesting how she finds time to do this? It's like she's here and off to the west in Tao at the same time. Peculiar, hmm? Anyway, as much as I enjoy suddenly having someone who will report everything I do back to Anana, or whoever sent him here, I don't, and I can only get rid of him on my own accord with acceptable cause. That's where you come in. If he were revealed to be incompetent, say, he couldn't catch an obvious cheater, or two at one of our tables, I would have no choice but to give him the boot. Of course, this means I'll have to catch the cheaters myself, properly incarcerate them for, say, 10 to 15 minutes, then reward and release them once I'm free of this walking kitchenware. Cheating the cheaters is worth 1 point. Life is complicated here, isn't it? Don't worry, as long as you stay on my good side, I'll keep an eye out for you. As long as you stay on my good side. Remember that part. And then we got artifacts. Valuables make their way to and from Alomomola with surprising regularity. Wait, the merchants of voice are just a few of the Pokemon who find valuable looking things, take them, and make better use of them than they were getting. That is to say, if you complete 2 more tasks, and you receive any artifact from the list below without cost. Promissory note. For all of you hardworking and making Alomomola the place it deserves to be, you can call in favors from Pokemon all over the city. This IOU may be only used once, but it can be used to call in help at almost any time, up to 4 Pokemon using up to 4 different moves as you direct. Legendary Pokemon and signature moves restricted from use. And yep, those are Uno cards! Self-defense ring. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough sometimes to have money, and even tougher when there are Pokemon who are out there who want to partner with you. This valuable piece of jewelry looks normal, but if you look closely enough, you'll notice there's something hidden beneath all that precious metal. And give me a second, because if you notice in the thing, this ring can be used to prick someone with a dose of poison, equivalent to Poison Sting. Yeah, I have to look in the source for this one. Ancient scroll. This old, heavy thing is written on red, blue, and white paper. Appraisers claim that it's holy, but Royce and most of the world couldn't care less. Maybe it does something useful, who knows? Chanting the words written in the scroll will invoke the power of Bubble Beam if the user is water or ice type, Earthquake if the user is fire or water type, or Tri-Attack if the user is any other type. Why couldn't it just be Tri-Attack then? Magician's cards. This set of playing cards lets anyone pretend to be a magician, even if they're a common thief. It's better if a common thief uses these cards. In fact, the tricking requires some dexterity used properly. These playing cards can be used to duplicate the effects of Double Team, Flash, the Illusion ability, and Guillotine once each. Wait, Jesus Christ, you're giving us Guillotine in item form? Also, isn't it funny how this predates the Magician ability? Magician. The Pokemon steals the held item of a Pokemon if it hits with a move. Also, notice how 3 of the items up here have different names than the ones in the images. I don't know why either. Also, there's no flash for this one, unfortunately. And then finally, oh god. Greetings to you, citizens of Tau Village. You may recognize me. I am Gabriel, Archbishop of the Order of the Sun. I work alongside my friend and deacon, Ezekiel, to bring spiritual refuge to your village. While we attempt to remain out of your affairs unless brought to us, we have taken notice of the hardships you've endured, as well as the current exodus of many merchants from the village. There is some sort of politics involved in this, I'm sure, but we will not judge based on that, for my creator has given me my place for other purposes. Hang on, I think this deserves a different song. Now let's see. Is it either the death of God's will or divine intervention? I need to check. You know what? We'll do divine intervention. I think that fit. Yeah, let me lower the volume first. For those willing to travel, I have received word of several tasks I am authorized to give out to the teams registered in Tau, though I find it remiss to offer such when we in the Order teach against material desires. There will most certainly be physical rewards for those who seek them. However, it is my hope that perhaps you will find spiritual reward in these errands as well. Let us start with what I have been given for the merchants, since they are supposedly in the most need. I imagine that what I'm about to ask of you will come naturally. The Order's Cathedral funds its missions and other undertakings with TIDs collected from believers around the region. Regrettable that we must use physical currency in order to accomplish these things, but it is wondrous that members of our Order are so willing to pool their resources together. Well, most of them. We have quite the trouble with some of our members abroad, who claim to support the Order yet never give aid. It would be cruel to force them, of course. However, it is believed that you merchants may be able to convince them where we could not. You are tasked with visiting a list of these believers in any village or city you are allowed in, and collecting TIDs from as many as you can. Collecting TIDs is worth 1 point. We have an annual delivery that must be made as well. Prosphora has seen it fit to decorate the walls of our cathedral with wooden reliefs depicting Pokemon important to the Order over the years. It is respectful, so I can agree with it. Our reliefs are expertly crafted by one of ours in Mossy Village, a scyther woodcarver. His work is of high quality, so much so in fact that ghost types have been known to attempt to possess his work and make them seem as though they're coming to life. This is forbidden in the cathedral, of course, but something you may need to look out for as you make the delivery. Delivering the reliefs is worth 1 point. While those of you belonging to the Guild of Rogues may think I'd have little to do with you, you'd be quite surprised. Indeed, your goal of helping the downtrodden is respectable. Your methods are questionable, but it is not for the Order to condemn you for your ways. Rather, I'd like to personally extend an offering to you. If there was something you've done in your line of work that you regret, something that troubles you and riddles you with guilt, you are invited to make a pilgrimage to the cathedral. One of ours will privately hear you confess your grievances and offer you peace of mind. Do not worry, we are never to speak of the confessions we hear to any except the one you confessed. Confessing to your sin is worth 1 point. Okay. I understand that many of you prefer not to conform to our ways, and that is fine. While I would be overjoyed if you made the pilgrimage, we do have other work suitable for you. In Aloma Mola, our members face tyranny. The security force seeks to take from them a portion of their tithes meant for the Order, and is stooping to low methods such as threats of physical harm. Though I dislike the implications, these instructions are from Prosfor himself. You are to act anonymously and counteract the security force's efforts by any means necessary, be it democracy or striking terror through their ranks. I cannot stop you from making your best decision as you see fit. You simply must leave Aloma Mola a safer place for our Order. However, I must stress the anonymity. Do not commit violence in the name of our church. Stopping the extortion of Order members is worth 1 point. Ah, rescuers. It does my heart good to see what you all do, not only for Tau Village, but for other parts of the region. So selfless you are in much of your work. I feel that some of our believers could learn from you. In fact, that is what is being asked of you. We ask that you make a journey to our cathedral, where some of our Order raise families in a wholesome, religious atmosphere. You will be speaking to our children of the virtues that drive you in your job as rescuers. What drives you to stay on the moral side of things, unlike rogues? What drives you to work without great monetary gain, unlike merchants? We want our children to know these things. Just try to leave out the adventure lust if you bear any. We would prefer not to have our children quickly boring the cathedral and our teachings. Telling virtuous stories to the children is worth 1 point. Some of this news is regrettable and may require your urgent attention. A traveler from Mossy Village, a butterfree of unknown name, fainted not far from the cathedral and was taken in. Our healers have identified what ails him, but it is grim. A rare disease that, if untreated, travels through the body and destroys vital organs. The only known treatment is created using underwater plants growing 2 miles from the cathedral's coast. Therefore, only a water-type Pokemon would be able to delve down far enough, as well as be able to harvest it. If your team does not have one, please quickly find another team who will help you. Though, I understand if you cannot. In such a case, I can only ask that you help make him comfortable in his final hours. Perhaps find out where his family lives and respectfully inform them. Healing the traveler comforting him in his final hours is worth 1 point. I had trouble trying to figure out what that word was. It was like either conforming or comforting. Now, to business that all of you are free to take on, if you wish. We only have one pressing task that anyone can take on. Those who like tailoring may enjoy it, as it simply involves sewing together some of the Order's shawls, like the ones Ezekiel and I wear. Sewing together shawls is worth 1 point. Our usual tailors seem to have the hands full with... And then I have to get a third song because, oh god. I am reluctant to tell you the rest of what I was told, but I suppose that would be dishonest of me. Prosphora has allowed two sects, the Path of Rain and the Path of Shine, to have embassy within the cathedral, and of course, they have petty squabbles with each other. Is it not disrespectful to the Creator to allow such a ruckus to be brought to his house of worship? Regardless, I've been instructed to ask you to settle their problems. It would seem that the disagreement is centered around the fact that both of their emissaries must share the same room and they both wish to decorate differently. This is... I mustn't let it get the better of me. Assuming you do not find this ridiculous, help them to decorate the embassy room in a way that embodies both of their beliefs. Decorating the embassy room as requested is worth 1 point. Once properly established, the embassies wish to offer their welcomes to all who wish to join the Path of Rain or Path of Shine. Note that you may not join both, and you must have helped them set up their embassy room first. Why? I suppose they are not used to making do with what is around them, as I am. Ah, well, attached below my task is a brief introduction from both sides, explaining themselves. Joining the Path of Rain or the Path of Shine is worth 1 point. Ah, religion. With that out of the way, I would like to personally extend an invitation for you to join the Order of the Sun. Do not worry, regardless of whether you've chosen to join one of the paths or neither, the Order is open to you. There is one small caveat, however. A recruitment requires a show of good faith, an act of charity, kindness, or other such virtues that shows that you can find some good to do. Or, if you look for it. Should you fulfill this requirement, you will be given a shawl much like mine, Ezekiel's, and other members of the Order. You are, of course, expected to respect our belief in their Creator at the very least. Should you honor us enough to join our beliefs, we would be quite pleased. But you are welcome at our side even if you have doubts. We are always willing to talk about such things. Displaying your good faith in the Order of the Sun and joining the Order, at least nominally, is worth 1 point. It is my hope that these meager tasks come to mean much more to you if you choose to undertake them. For those who do exceptionally well, we are willing to entrust to you one of our orphaned eggs. As much as we'd like to raise all of them for the Order, we simply do not have the resources, nor enough loving parents at our disposal. It is my hope that you'll be worthy of this trust when the little one hatches. May the sun guide your steps. Alright, and then we got these two. Whew, okay. I told myself this would be easy, but I'm actually a little nervous right now. This needs a different one. I want to do a different song for this one. Okay, try this again. Whew, okay, I told myself this would be easy, but I'm actually a little nervous right now. Greetings to all of you, and Groudon bless. My name is Lero, and I'm here to serve as ambassador for the Path of Shrine. With the Path of Shine, not to be confused with the Order of the Sun. That's an easy mistake, but they are two very different things. Oh, I'm really excited to be here. I've come all the way from the Humming Oasis to spread word of our brotherhood, so I'm gonna try to keep this short for everyone's sake. Mostly my own, because I really want to explore. Time spent idle is time spent not enjoying life's bounties, aye? Now then, we at the Path of Shine worship the great sun god, Groudon. You haven't heard of Groudon? He's an extremely powerful being who brings us sunlight and warmth. Those bright sunny days we all enjoy so much, Groudon's work through and through. It's a reminder to all of us to live our lives to the fullest and to be proud of who we are as individuals, as the sun shines brightly in the sky. Our religion encourages kindness and self-expression, and we want to share that with everyone, but there's just one teeny tiny snag. Pope Prosphora gave us a place to set up in Cathedral Drop. That was very generous of him, but he also designated the same place to our friends over at the Path of Rain. I mean, the Path of Rain and Path of Shine get along really well, and we've shared the same place of worship for years, but come on, the little room is much smaller than the church back home. Sharon and I have been arguing about the decor all morning, and it's stressing me out. She wants to put fountains everywhere, water curtains, and that's going to be really distracting. Maybe some of you have a better idea of how we can go about this? Talk to her about it. I'm going to go find a nice rock to sunbathe on, so you know where to find me. Oh, and by the way, for any of you hoping to actually join the Path of Shine, it's totally free. We run this entirely on donations and hard work. That said, I do kind of need help with a little thing before we can even think about having a proper initiation for our new recruits. You see, I was in such a hurry to leave the Oasis that I completely forgot to bring food for our initiation ceremony. I tried to sneak into the forest to pick some myself, but there's a big nasty crobat there who keeps dive bombing me in. And I kind of got scared and dropped the basket. Why'd you get scared? You're an electric type! It'd be really nice if you could all come with me next time. It'll get done faster, and with that many of us there, we can all clap our hands and disorient his sonar so he flies into trees. It's gonna be hilarious. Help me out with this, and I'll see to it you get a sunny spot at the party, as well as one of our beaded sashes, which you can wear any way you please. Help fend off or disorient the Crobats so Lair can pick berries for the Path of Shine's initiation ceremony. Performing this task will allow you to claim a continent sash. This task may only be performed if you have joined the Path of Shine. And yeah, I do see that. Lamau. Hi there, and Kyogre bless. I'm Sharon, Ambassador for the Path of Rain. You probably already met my friend Lero, so I'll go ahead and clear this up right now. I did not used to be a boy as an Azurill, and if he told you otherwise, you have my express permission to call him a liar and tweak his tail in my stead. Oh, I know what that's referencing! That's referencing a bug in Gem 3, if I remember correctly. So I guess for a bit of explanation, in Gen 3, but also apparently in Gen 4 and 5, when a female Azurill evolves, there's a small chance that its gender will change to a male. I wonder if that was widespread at that point in time back in 2013. But yeah, it's weird. Anyway, we acolytes of the Path of Rain worship the god Kyogre, or Kyogre, a mighty legendary Pokemon who brings rain to cleanse the land, providing water to quench our thirst and wash away impurities. We believe in unity and charity, that we are all drops of rain in a shower, and our combined efforts will make this world a better place for all to live in. We don't party quite as hard as the acolytes of Shine, but we have a rather beautiful choir, and our hymns are a perfect way to relax after a stressful day. However, if you miss too many baths, you'll probably get struck by a thunderbolt because Kyogre can't stand filthy acolytes. That was a joke. Don't look so shocked. Shocked, get it? Forget it. That's not embedded in my head. Anyway, the Order of the Sun gave us a charming little room to set up in that smells like it might have been a food storage at some point. Very kind of them, but we're expected to share with the worshippers from the Path of Shine, and there's not enough room. I want a nice fountain in the middle for balance purposes, but Lero says it's going to be too centralizing. Psh, as if that would be any more obnoxious than covering the floor with sand or painting statues everywhere like he wanted. I mean, really. I'm sure there's a lot of you out there who have the gift of creativity on your side. If we're going to share the room, we may as well use a design that we'll both be happy with. Sometimes an outsider's point of view can bring a refreshing answer to a stale problem. Any suggestions, my fine friends? Oh, and I'm very happy to see that so many of you are eager to learn more about our ways. We're going to have a rite of initiation for our newest brothers and sisters down at the river once everything is sorted. Unfortunately, I went down there to check on it earlier, and, well, the river's dry. It's all muddy and horrible, and it seems like a landslide further upstream is to blame. I was planning on marching up there to do something about the problem myself, but those are some very big boulders blocking this stream. No match for me, of course. I could split them in half with one punch, or maybe two, but the issue here is the fallout. I don't want boulders flying about and defacing the landscape, so it's best we handle this responsibly with a group to clean up the rubble. Help me destroy rocks and get the water flowing safely again, and I'll be more than happy to add you to the list of devotees and hand out all the swag that comes with it. That better not be your sole reason for wanting to join. When I say swag, I'm just talking about the garment, by the way. It's not actually like real swag. That was supposed to be a joke. Helping Sharon destroy the large boulders blocking the river will allow you to claim a sea basin hood. This task may only be performed if you have joined the Path of Rain. And then for adoption, you got a lot of types, and for accessories, you got all of these. Shawl, Aureola collar. The shawl is worn by members of the Order of Sun. Difference in the design often indicate rank. This plain shawl is worn by most members of the Order, particularly initiates. Continent sash. The sash is worn by members of the Path of Shine. Is made from exceptionally breathable fabric. And then sea basin hood. This hood, worn by members of the Path of Rain, provides good protection from the elements such as rain or snow. And then revolution for 10 points. You may receive an evolution scroll. Blah blah blah. Yep. So yeah, that's it for the tasks. But I do want to draw attention to something real quick, because it's an interesting part that I don't ever look at too much. The encyclopedia. I kind of forget who runs this, who used to run this. I think it might have been the same person who was supposed to be handed off the story and such. You know, before Glip was like, shut the group down. Let me check my DMs with someone. Yeah, Narrowlift, that's what their name is. They created this NPC Gnarl, and they had like this whole it was supposed... Yeah, Nerolith was supposed to be writing a guide for new members on Tau and stuff, but they, unfortunately, yeah, you know what happened. Anyway, if you're wondering about what's going on with the wilderness here, I think the last time I checked on the web archive, there was nothing. Okay, well now it says it's been saved one time, but it's also orange, which means the URL was not found. So that's a part of Tau Village that we're not going to be able to learn about. But it does have a lot of stuff in here, like ghosts, the life cycle, lifespan, food and medicine, and religion. Shit, I guess I'm gonna have to make this a reading thing, like tomorrow, maybe. You know what? I'll put up a poll tonight, so y'all can decide which I'm going to be reading first. I'm going to do that right now, and I will check the results before the stream begins. Posts. Okay, for day 24, which should I read first? Alright, there we go. New poll should be up. It's up right now. So anyway, that's going to end the reading for tonight. I will see you all tomorrow when I read either the Tau Encyclopedia or the April Fool's stuff. Well, the April Fool's stuff will be mostly me, will be half me reading this and half voice acting, so good night, see you all tomorrow. I'm probably gonna be tired from shopping then since been in that time. Fuck, I can't speak. I really need to sleep.